I'm sure nearly everyone and their mother knows who this is. But if you don't, this is Thomas the Tank Engine. But even if you know him, you probably don't know him like this. You likely know him looking something like this. Now, for those unaware, Thomas originally started out as a book series called the Railway Series, where each book would focus on a character and the stories without an overarching main character. These books began to be written in the late 40s by a reverend, featuring amazingly drawn illustrations as shown on screen. Now, for the point of this video, I would like to take one of these illustrations and create a series, if you will, about creating a diorama-like display inspired by the illustrations in the books. The illustration I'd like to create is from the book Thomas and the Trucks after he stops in a goods siding. There is also one other illustration I've been thinking about using instead. If you have one you prefer, feel free to put your suggestions in the comments. I first started with Thomas himself. The base I used for this was an early Busy Books Rubber Thomas model, which can be found pretty much anywhere online, or probably still in stores. The main issue with these engines is that they aren't particularly detailed well, mostly because of their small scale and their age, so I will have to do some painting myself. I began by brightening the red on the sides, as it was a very dark and bland color from years of aging. It took several coats to get a brightness that I was happy with. Next, my attention was drawn to all of the changes to make Thomas look more like he did on the books. This started with painting his buffers white, as shown in the books exclusively. Next, I moved to painting the inside of his mouth. I was originally going to paint the rings of his eyes with a black, but found it just too small for any brush or tool to reach, so I've left them unpainted for now. Next was his cab windows, which I royally messed up, so they will have to be redone. Now, with Thomas almost complete, I started work on the next part of the project, being the first freight car behind Thomas in the illustrations. This car changes colors a few times in different drawings, but I've decided to go with this one where it is a light brown with highlights. Now, unfortunately, I didn't do a very good job documenting my progress, so I'll just explain what I did as I show pictures of the completed truck. I started by measuring and cutting popsicle sticks to form the side body panels and the bottom of the truck. Afterwards, I made the front and back and used painted cardboard to represent the buffer beam. After, I added some small ballast I had lying around and glued it down to a spare piece of cardboard and placed it inside the truck to represent a coal load. Next, I took some 1x1 Lego studs, painted them black and sanded the top so they would fit better, then glued them to the bottom of the model to represent wheels. Afterwards, I began painting the light brown and dark highlights as close to the book as I could, then I called it completed. There are other details I would like to add, but they're not very important, and as of now, I'm happy with it. And just for scale here, it is on my gauge layout along with Thomas, just to show how tiny they are. Now that Thomas and the first truck are complete, I will now admit that the truck shown in this video is actually not my first attempt at creating the truck. This is where I went wrong with this truck, is that I attempted to use cardboard for the main construction, and as you can probably tell, it didn't work out so well.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no. Look at the top of his head.
But in all seriousness, if people enjoy this, I may make it into a sort of series. If you were aware, I continue to create more of this train. If you've continued watching this long, thank you.